Casey, welcome to Abilene.
Thank you so much.
How come YOLO came to Abilene?
You know what? It has been a long time coming for our show. It's our first time. We're trying to get to know every part of Abilene. And I think the first part we need to do is know the history and the past first. So that's why we're here. That's why we're with you.
Abilene's a railroad town. Abilene was put here strictly as a stop for water for steam locomotives in 1881. But the thing that's interesting about Abilene is that there was already a town in Taylor County. This is Taylor County and Abilene's the county seat now. So when the railroad came north of Buffalo Gap and this town was just platted out, those families in Buffalo Gap all saw the future here. And so many of those families are still in Abilene. They're descendants. And that spirit of can-do, of optimism, has pervaded Abilene for the last 140 years.
Frontier Texas is right here in downtown Abilene. It is a museum and interpretive center, and it really is the great place for a visitor to start because we give you the story, the background story of why in the world people came out to this region of Texas and stayed here. And we tell that in a beautiful, dramatic way. And it's just an inspiring and fun way to get oriented to this part of Texas. And so this is a great way to start this museum. Come on in. So we give everybody a really good orientation, and so that everybody starts off in the same place, understanding what the story is, where the location is, and who the characters are. So when you come into the main exhibit hall, you realize that we're in the early stages of Texas, kind of prehistoric times. And we set the stage by understanding the ground and the land and the early inhabitants of Texas.
Yeah, I noticed the buffalo is a big theme here at Frontier
Yes,
Texas.
it is. And the wolves attacking the buffalo. We're really trying to show how wild the land was in that early period of time. So throughout the museum, we have these different sets where these hologram characters are going to come up and tell us their story. Are you ready to see somebody come back?
I've been waiting for this moment.
All right, so go ahead and touch the screen. And so once the railroad cuts through this part of Texas, that's really the end of the frontier. And that's when towns like Abilene get founded.
Yeah.
And that's really the end of our story when the frontier is over.
I think whenever someone mentions Abilene, Vletas is mentioned as well. So I'm so glad that we're here.
We've been in Abilene since 1912.
Wow.
The men that started our business actually came over on the Lusitania in 1909. This was the Railroad Express Agency building. This is where all the baggage came. Nothing here that we do has any preservatives in it. And so it makes all the difference in the world in the texture and the taste of good chocolate.
So these are chocolate covered strawberries. Every morning this is how we start our morning out. We don't keep strawberries overnight. They're fresh every day. The chocolate that we dip our strawberries in does not have any preservatives. So that is another reason why ours is so creamy and so good.
Our time in Abilene trails on after the break.
We're so excited to be here in Abilene for the Western Heritage Classic, and we wanted to get to know Abilene a little bit more, and we heard that the Grace Museum is a perfect place to start.
The Grace Museum is very special to downtown Abilene. We are really an art and a history museum, but the building itself was originally built as a hotel to serve passengers on the railroad, and so it is right next to us.
I saw that.
Thankfully, in the 80s, there was a really great group of people that started looking around downtown and wanted to revitalize it. And so they decided that they wanted to refurbish the Grace and turn it into something new. So this is our main gallery and atrium gallery, and we have a really wonderful show that just went up that's featuring a Dallas artist, Susan K. Grant. So this is Spark. It's our fully interactive space that is really appropriate for any age, but it really draws in kids and family. Well, the third floor is really home to all of our history galleries. So these are our period rooms, and it really gives you a sense of what life looked like back then inside of a home in Abilene. This is our rooftop terrace
Love
space.
it. You get the best view of Abilene right
Yes,
here.
yes, you do.
The perfect ending for our time here at the Grace Museum, and I think this is a great spot too for our next event, which is the parade as we get ready for the Western Heritage Classic. Oh my goodness, this is a perfect tie-in for the whole Western Heritage Classic. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
Western Heritage Classic started in 1985. It's an invitational ranch rodeo. The ranches are all family-owned historical ranches. We celebrate the heritage of this area.
Awesome.
We have chuck wagons that celebrate the historical chuck wagons going along the trail of the trail drives and feeding the cowboys. There are vendors all over the grounds, biggest bit and spur show in the world, and all the events are based on stuff they do on the ranch, and so it's a big crowd-pleasing time.
I love how you honor and celebrate the cowboys and cowgirls in Abilene, especially here at the Western Heritage Classic. Hi, y'all. What are y'all cooking here today?
Oh, welcome. We'll do chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, beans, peach cobbler.
Oh, yummy.
it's okay. It's
What are
not
you
ready
looking
to
for?
Brown crust, crisp. There'll be a sugar glaze on the top.
Do you have a different recipe that makes y'all stand
Yeah,
out?
but we can't tell you what it is. 'Cause
Okay.
It's a competition.
The biggest secret is we get our kids involved, and that's really the key to winning one of these, is that you have to have consistency.
In the last couple of years, this has become sanctioned as the World Championship of matched horse races. The bronc riding started in kind of the same tradition, and all the events are based on stuff they do on the ranch, and so it's a big crowd-pleasing time.